Hi everyone, and welcome to our daily news show, The Big Story, where we discuss the hottest topics of the day right here in the heart of the newsroom. My name is Alyssa Wu, and I'm coming to you live from the Straits Times. We are streaming live right now on Facebook, and if you're watching us on YouTube, do subscribe to our channel and click that bell button to be notified whenever we go live. I'll be joined very shortly by my newsroom colleagues, where we'll talk about the topics that got you talking today. Now, starting from September 1st, there will be stricter rules regarding the collection of one's NRIC details. It will be illegal for organizations to physically hold on to an individual's NRIC and collect its full number. This will also include one's birth certificate numbers, foreign identification numbers, and work permit numbers. To explain more about this, I have Hariz here with me. Hi, Hariz.
Hi.
So despite the new rules, there will still be instances where we have to not give up, but show our NRIC.
Show or disclose or like
the
give
particulars.
It up, right? Yeah.
So can you tell us when those instances are?
So basically, from what I am understanding, it's basically three things. The first is that when it's required by the law. The second is when it's performing transactions with the government or accessing government premises. And the third one is when you have to be identified to a high degree of fidelity or accuracy. So let's start with the first one. The first one is when it's required by the law. So under certain parts of the law, you are required to give up your NRIC for things like, for example, off the top of my head, it's when you sign up for a new phone plan, or when you are checking into a hotel, or when you are seeking medical treatment from a GP. So these things and the acts that govern them do require you as a customer or patient or consumer to give up your NRIC. So that one is black and white, it's part of the law. Second part, it's when you are transacting or when you're accessing with the government, accessing premises with the government. So the thinking behind that is that because the NRIC is a unique identifier assigned by the government to each Singaporean and often used for government transactions, the government says that, as the issuing authority of the NRIC, it rightfully uses the NRIC to discharge its functions and services. So, for example, if you're logging into your SingPass and you're signing up for certain things on the government's websites, that will be the main identifier that you use. Yeah, and thirdly, it's when you have to be identified to a sort of high degree of accuracy. So it's when you're purchasing big-ticket items, like maybe a new house, for instance, and for like I mentioned, property transactions, healthcare matters, applying for insurance and certain medical arrangements too. So these things require you to be identified to a very high degree of accuracy, so you have to give up your NRIC as well. So that's when these service providers can actually ask for you to give up your NRIC. And it also applies to when you have to verify certain information. So let's say you have to prove that it's really you, or you have to show that you are above 18 to purchase alcohol or cigarettes. So you can show your NRIC and they can check and read the number to say, okay, this is someone who's above 18, and they can proceed to sell you whatever they're trying to sell you, alcohol or cigarettes. Yeah.
So in these instances, they can record it down and keep it. But in any other cases, if they have to verify it's you, it's enough to just show them your NRIC.
Yes, correct.
But then the other instances, they are not allowed to record it.
Yes, correct. So I mean, it's off the top of my head, things like, when you are signing up for a country club, for instance, or when you are trying to sign up for a new membership for some kind of
gym
membership program. Gym, those kind of things. So those are not allowed to use the NRIC as its main identifier, and organizations cannot use the NRIC to identify them, or can't collect it. It'll be illegal from September 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was a very clear explanation. So why is the government now so strict about NRIC data collection now?
Yeah, so I think for a long time, the indiscriminate use of NRIC has been everywhere. Like I mentioned just now, right? It's when you sign up for memberships, even when you sign up for parking coupons,
Lucky draw for the car.
Yes, I remember a time when you want to go to play computer games, at a LAN shop, must give NRIC, renting bicycles even, so all these sort of things. And that's not right because the NRIC is a permanent and irreplaceable identifier, so it binds to you and you can't change it. It's not like a phone number or like an email address that you can change. This is something that binds to you and identifies you. So in the wrong hands, it could be quite dangerous lah. Imagine if someone gets a hold of it, and it's a big step in trying to pretend to be you. Like I said earlier, right? NRIC is used for public administration purposes. So it's used for you to communicate with the government, facilitate transactions with the government. And this also means that it can be used to retrieve official data relating to you, which is quite dangerous if it's in the wrong hands lah.
And we've covered this before in other topics such as cybersecurity. You've elaborated quite at length about it, right? So it's quite clear the dangers of it falling into the wrong hands. So who or what organizations, who or them, like who or what, will be mainly affected by this new rule?
Who will be affected? I would say it cuts across the board, and almost everyone actually. Everyone will be affected because, like I mentioned, for too long the rampant and indiscriminate use of NRIC has been the norm. It's been a very bad habit, and I think that making it illegal for most companies to use it as an identifier is a big step to make generally data more secure. That being said though, I do understand that it's a very big change, which is why I think the government did give quite a long runway. It's been a year since it was announced last year to prepare for this, and we have seen some companies actually changing the way they identify their customers, changing systems. I know some companies now, instead of using the full NRIC, they use a partial part of it, or maybe they use handphone numbers, or they issue their own membership numbers, you know. So there are ways to get around the use of NRIC. So hopefully, you know, we won't be in a situation where we have to give up something so identifiable to rent a bike or to sign up for a new membership. I don't think that's a way to go lah. We should actually be more aware of where our data is going, and you know what kind of misuse there could possibly be.
All right, thank you so much, Hariz.
Thanks.